we've got a quorum. Call the Public Safety and Transportation Committee meeting for June to order. Be looking for a motion to approve today's agenda. Moved by Williams. I'll support. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, passes unanimously. Takes us to the first opportunity for public comment. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Last opportunity for public comment. Seeing none, public comment is now closed. Takes us to item 4A, approval of last month's meeting minutes. Be looking for a motion to approve the minutes. Moved by Williams. Support by Bear. Any discussions, additions, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes unanimously. Takes us to item 4B. We're looking at appointments for the month. We have the Joint Airport Zoning Board, one of two members from within 10 miles. This was up for appointment last month. We didn't get an applicant. And again, we don't have an applicant, so we'll need to repost that unless someone applies before Tuesday night's meeting. And that member had to have to be one of the two members from townships within 10 miles of the airport is the stipulation. For the jury board, on recommendation of the circuit court judges, current member is Charles Fallahy. He is the applicant and recommendation by Judge Jordan. Be looking for a motion to recommend Mr. Fallahy. So moved. Moved by Bear. Any other nominations? Seeing none, all in favor of Mr. Fallahy being the committee's recommendation, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Mr. Fallahy will be the recommendation. That is all for appointments for this month. Takes us to item 4C, Emergency Management Quarterly Report. I see Jason is here. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hopefully you had an enjoyable weekend out there. It was nice. All right, next slide, please. Actually, I got it right here. Just a few emergency management activities over the last quarter. We were able to attend the Great Lakes Homeland Security Training Conference. We were fortunate enough we were able to send a total of 6 members from Jackson County to that. We had 2 Blackman-Leone Township public safety officers attend, 2 city fire department staff attend, 1 school resource officer from the sheriff's office, and then 1 staff member from JPD along with myself. Those were paid out of Homeland Security Grant Program funds, so a lot of lessons learned, a lot of good networking, great training, great conference. Moving down to the next item, the Jackson County Pre-Disaster Hazard Mitigation Planning Grant. We had submitted for that with your approval. That did go out for RFP last Monday, June 1st. That actually goes until June 24th. So we're requesting, like I said, we put that out for a proposal on that. Moving down to the next item, hazmat level A suits. We were able to purchase and do a project through our Homeland Security Grant Program again with a serious need for replacement suits. Our Jackson County hazmat team discovered that some of their suits were old, damaged, seals were leaking, so we were able to fund that project for them. A total of 4 suits were purchased for that project to get them the equipment they need. Moving down to the next item there, the drone tag for a regional project. What this is, it's a device that was it was a project funded through the region. We're part of a Region 1 Homeland Security for Michigan, and a regional project came out, and we were able to jump on board with that. There's no cost to us at all to obtain these devices, but what they are it's a mobile device that, or a portable device rather, that can plug into your phone for incident command that's on scene of an incident. Basically, what it does is identifies a drone that's, say you have a drone that's interfering with the investigation or the scene. They're able to locate that pilot, locate what that or where that drone's at, and then go have a chat with that person. Obviously, if it's a no-fly zone, creates another issue too. So just a drone identification system that is for our incident commanders and our first responder groups there. Managing the aftermath of school shootings, I was able to attend a webinar training.
Chairman Shotwell has a quick question for you.
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
So when you declare something a no-fly zone for drones,
Yep.
are you able to not allow the press drones to be in that area during the incident?
Correct. And that, we, to get that declared as a no-fly zone, like I know over like MIS or sporting events, MSU, U of M, yeah, it's a no-fly zone for anybody. Yep, yep. It's a request we have to put through the FAA. But yep. The aftermath of shootings, industrial fatalities, I was able to attend that. They talked about a lot of good post-incident lessons learned. Obviously, the Walmart shooting in Traverse City, Oxford schools, those type of events. Moving down to the bottom there, the Napoleon Police and Fire Incident Command tabletops exercise we did. It was great that we put this together. It was something that I had reached out to Napoleon, school resource officer. Him and I went back and forth. He organized it through their police and fire agencies. The chiefs of Napoleon wanted to have a exercise, basically a command type exercise. We were able to put that together about 2.5, 3 weeks prior to the swatting incident that we'll talk about here in a second. So the timeliness of that was great. A lot of good training came out of that, and a lot of good positive things with that. So next slide, please. Just a quick update on the local state of emergency that we had, along with the governor's request. Last week, I finished up with FEMA. We had obviously some damage that we declared. We had to submit a damage assessment through the state and then through FEMA. It's in FEMA's hands now, whether they grant the awards or not with that. All we can do is provide them documentation, provide them the paperwork, and that was completed last week. So moving down to the Napoleon swatting incident, I'm sure everybody read about it or heard about it. It was obviously a scary situation for our staff, our students, parents. But from a command perspective and from a response perspective, we had a lot of agencies that showed up. This was about as real could be, without being real, thank God. But we were able to identify the one of the subjects that was involved in this, and our prosecutor's office did issue charges on that subject. So more to come with that. Moving down to the next item there, the EAG updates. Those are the county's emergency action guidelines. Every 5 years we have to update that document. So we're in the process of that right now. And then school emergency drills by the beginning of school year, September 15th. All drills are supposed to be reported to the emergency manager for the county. I put a list of those together for our first responder groups and to the state and submit those. So those drills are drill schedule dates are coming in now. We were able to send out 8 emergency notifications over the last quarter with 19 weather warnings, which kind of you can expect that with the severe weather season. Next slide, please. One of the things that I'm pretty proud of that we're bringing here is the standard reunification method, the SRM training. I think I mentioned that previously, but we're holding that June 22nd and 23rd. That filled up quickly. We have a waiting list for people that want to attend that. We have right now, I think we have we can have 104. I think we're at like 125. So we're slowly trying to squeeze people in, confirming, that those that are signed up are going to be able to attend. So it was a great response, and we're looking forward to that. Planning and development for upcoming local exercises. As you can see, I have 3 exercises that I'm working on. The fair tabletop coming up in July, and then the other 2 are dates are to be determined, but those are exercises and gaps that I've identified that we need, and we're going to fulfill those gaps with some training. So I think that is it. Next slide, please. Anyone have questions?
Committee members, do we have any questions? Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a quick question for you. I've had a couple of constituents reach out to me at various events in Jackson with the drones and things, and so I was just curious if you could tell me what the restrictions are, what are the height limits, and all of those things.
As far as the FAA regs on that, I think Juan's going to probably correct me if I'm wrong. Please do so, Juan. It's 400 feet is unrestricted airspace, correct? Unless it's in a. Okay.
Up to 499 feet?
499 feet? Yes. There you go.
Okay. And does that matter whether they're in the city or outside of the city? Just 499 feet flat?
Correct. Go ahead.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typical drone flies to up to 500 feet or 499.
Okay.
So in the next few months, there will be bigger drones that will be allowed to fly higher than that.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks for the assist, Juan. Appreciate your help.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Okay. You're looking for a motion to receive the report. Moved by Williams, supported by Duckham. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, passes unanimously. Thanks. Have
Thank
a great
you.
day.
You as well.
Takes us to item D, Animal Shelter Quarterly Report. Good morning, Lydia.
Good morning. So we're starting with our cat statistics for this quarter. Not a huge change from 25 to 26. Kind of everything's pretty much around the same. No big increase or decrease. Same with dog. We did have less intake of dogs in this quarter so far. I'm not really sure if there's any rhyme or reason behind that. So we still have not had to euthanize any animals for time or space, so that's been a good thing. Animal control, also about the same, little less on bite cases this quarter than last year, so that's a good thing. Hopefully educating people is helping to reduce the number of bites. Our community engagement, our volunteers have been super busy. We've had in our community room, we've had an event every month, a fundraising event, where people can come in and paint their pet, do a craft, something like that. So that's been really fun. That's been pretty popular. And we have an adoption event at Hollywood Feed in Ann Arbor. They invited us to, they've been partnering with us and giving us donations in exchange for us coming to visit occasionally and do an adoption event there. So we did that in April of this year. Let's see here. And we had the ribbon cutting for Duke's Place this May, and thank you for all of you that came to that. That was really a fun day seeing all the dogs get out there. And our cat condo had a makeover. It looks very nice, but it was also necessary. The floors, the bottom of the walls in there were cracked and coming apart. So we have this floor now that really keeps out the litter, water. It's easy to clean, and make sure that we're staying up to the standards for the state as far as our building goes. And the cats are loving it too. We had a seminar earlier this year called Dogs Playing for Life. It was a 3-day seminar. Dogs Playing for Life is a national organization, and they go around and help shelters with programs to keep their dogs engaged. The reason that's so important, we already do play groups at the shelter, but this kind of gave our whole team a deeper training of how to run the playgroups well. We had a dedicated staff members doing the playgroups, and they match up dogs for if they're a dainty player or if they're rough and rowdy or they're push and pull. And having the dogs in these playgroups for 20 minutes is equivalent to a 2-mile walk. So this is really good. You can always tell when the dogs have been in playgroup for the day because the kennels are really quiet. And when they're not, it's loud in there. So dogs being pack animals and they're very social, they're not wired to be kept in solitary confinement all day long. So this has been really helpful. And we also get to know a lot more about the dogs' personalities, which helps us place them more appropriately in their homes. We did have the microchip scanning station that I mentioned before. It's now open. We're hoping that people can stop there first before just turning an animal over to the shelter and try to get it reunited with its owner, so it would reduce the number of stray animals coming in and hopefully get those pets back home faster. So, and it does save time and resources for shelter staff if they're bypassing the shelter to bring an animal in and it just can go straight home. And I mentioned Duke's Place. This is the finished product. If you didn't see it in person, it's about a half an acre. And again, with the play groups, we have a huge space for the dogs to play in there. Our volunteers have really been enjoying it. We have a couple of our dog walkers have bad knees and stuff, and sometimes they get pulled around by dogs. They're able to take the dogs in there and let the dogs just run, and they can sit in the gazebo and just monitor them and make sure they're, behaving. I don't know. It's an 8-foot fence. Hopefully no one's going to climb it, but you never know. So we've really been enjoying that space as well. And that's it for me. If you have any questions.
Committee members, any questions? Lydia, I have a quick one. Constituent over on Portage Road contacted me, and apparently their neighbor's fence was damaged. They don't have the money to repair it, and a horse is running loose. They're worried it's going to get hit by a car or something, and they didn't know. They tried to call animal control, and they couldn't get a hold of somebody, so they called 911, and there hasn't really been a remedy to the situation. Is there anything they can do?
Could you send me the address,
Yes,
and then I'll take care of it?
will do.
Yep.
Yeah, Commissioner Pileski.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate it very much. With respect to the microchip scanning station, I'll talk about that at township meetings tonight.
Okay.
How does that work? I mean, you found a dog running loose, let's say.
Yep.
You bring it to the shelter.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be during open hours. It's outside, so they can come at any time,
Anytime,
24/7.
okay.
Yep, and you just walk up, and there's directions above the scanner on exactly how to scan, and if you do find a chip, it'll tell you how to locate the owner. So the directions are right on the front.
So so you can the person who found the animal can be put right in touch with.
The microchip company will contact the owner and let them know that the pet's been found, and then they'll go from there.
So eventually, they'll put them together.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank
sir.
you, and thank you, Mr. Chair, for the courtesy. I'll make sure that the folks out my way know about that.
Yep, and just for additional detail, there's just a red button on the scanner, and you just run it over the dog's back and shoulders, and it'll notify you if there's a chip that's been found.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, if there's no other questions, be looking for a motion to receive the report. Moved by Wall, supported by Duckham. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passed unanimously. Thanks. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day. Takes us to item E, Circuit Court Community Corrections Grant. I see Mr. Stressman here. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning. I am here to request approval for the Community Corrections Program grant in the amount of $388,167.40. This actually represents an increase of about $80,000 from the current year's grant award. And that is primarily attributed to the implementation of an outpatient treatment service program for OWI offenders who are faced with second and third offenses. All other community correction programs and services will remain consistent as in years past. Are there any questions I can answer?
Committee members, Commissioner Bear.
Thank you. The statistics that you have provided with this report, the statistics for Jackson County look very poor. We are 2.25 times the number of persons that's the state average. And that's been the history. You stated here that that our comparable peer averages is 26.6 people for 100,000, but yet Jackson County is 52.7 per 100,000. Why is Jackson so poor in comparison to the state and other surrounding agencies?
That's a good question. The only thing I can attribute it to is a backlog from previous years, finally catching up with charges coming through.
Okay. A lot of the people you're dealing with are in there for their third offense. You talk about recidivism. We seem to have a lot of recidivism. On your summary sheet, you state the grant relevance. The data supports continued investment in community corrections. I would suggest the data supports kind of a reevaluation of how you're spending this money. What are you doing? How often do you reevaluate what your program is to make it look better, to make it function better, to cut down on the recidivism? So how often do you reevaluate your procedures and what you are doing?
I believe the community corrections director does that on an annual basis.
Annual. Okay. This is an annual grant?
Yes, it is.
Okay. This one interests me. Just tell you, I'm going to be watching this, and the data that you've provided for this year, when you come back next year, I'm going to have this year's data in hand. I'm going to want to see some improvements.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Bear. Looking for a motion. Oh, Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one quick question for you. If I'm understanding this correctly, this grant is basically for reimbursement. So we would pay for various things, and then once the grant comes in, we would be reimbursed.
That's exactly right.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Nothing further, Mr. Chair.
Okay, if there's no other questions, I'd be looking for a motion to forward to the full board with recommendation of approval.
So moved.
Moved by Duckham. Supported by Williams. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'd ask you to post the vote, please. Margie's not signed on. She's a yes. Who are you waiting on? Tony, have you submitted your vote? Okay. Are you a yes or a no? I am a yes. Okay. Passes unanimously. Thanks, Jake. Have a great day.
You as well.
Takes us to item F, airport taxi lane construction. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Chairman Kennedy, Commissioner. So the airport owner is the agency that's responsible for continued development of the airport. In this instance, we have a hangar that is being built, and there's the possibility of having 3 additional hangars that will be built in the next year or 2. And they need a way to link their hangar to the rest of the infrastructure for the airport. So the request is to build a taxi lane that will allow those 4 hangars to attach themselves and be able to use the rest of the airport. We have a couple of quotes, and we're still trying to come down with the best possible scenario. But I'd like to request, and this is approved by the airport board as well, the transfer of up to $40,000 to develop this taxi lane on the airport.
Committee members, any questions? Commissioner Bear.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, Juan. I got 2 questions. You received 2 bids, but you don't state which contractor you're proposing to do this work for you. Is it the Asphalt Solutions or Direct Asphalt?
Yes, we're still looking at the bids to determine which, and obviously, typically we go with the low bid. In this instance, we're looking to see if there's a difference in the type of material and the work that's going to be done. We want to make sure that whatever gets built, that it's going to last for a long time. So we're still trying to determine which bid will be approved if the transfer of money is approved by the county.
Okay, so you're still evaluating the 2 bids.
Yes, sir. The reason that I brought this to the commission now is the hangar is under construction, and we wanted to approve a bid here in the next week or 2, so that that can start getting built.
Okay. My second question, both of these bids are under 40,000. You're asking for 40,000. That's a good plan. There may be unforeseen conditions come up. My question's about if you're requesting 40,000 out of your airport capital contingency fund, if there are monies left over, if you don't spend all 40,000, the remaining monies, will they go back into your airport contingency fund, or will they just stay in your airport general fund?
No, yeah, we're asking up to 40,000, but we're only going to use the amount that's needed for this project. And everything else will go back to the airport contingency fund.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions from committee members? If not, I'd be looking for a motion to forward to the full board. Recommendation of approval. Support. Made a motion by Williams, and it was supported by Bear. Any discussion? Seeing none, I guess we'll do a roll call vote since computer's not working for everybody.
Commissioner Bear,
Yes.
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
Commissioner Duckham,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Chair Kennedy.
Yes.
Motion carries, passes unanimously.
All right, and that will take us on to the airport hangar 311 ground lease.
Yes, thank you. So Hangar 311 has been sold by Clint White, and it's being purchased by Lucas Johnson. The airport board waived the first right of refusal on this hangar, and the new owner would like to get a brand-new lease issued to him. So the request is to issue a new 20-year lease to Lucas Johnson for Hangar 311.
Committee members, are there any questions? Seeing none, be looking for a motion to forward to the full board with recommendation of approval.
So moved.
Moved by Duckham, supported by Bear. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? That passes unanimously. Takes us now to the Jackson County Airport perimeter fence banner display policy.
Okay, thank you. This is a new policy that will allow us to rent space on our fence line, the perimeter fence on the airport. And this is considered a new source of revenue for the airport. And it will also allow businesses in Jackson County to have a low-cost way to advertise their businesses. The policy has been reviewed by both Blackman Charter Township and our attorney, and they don't see any issues with this particular policy. So the request is to approve the policy for the perimeter fence banner at the airport.
Committee members, any questions? Commissioner Williams, and then we'll go to Commissioner Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that I really like this idea. One, it helps to support the local businesses, and it's just a refreshing idea just to see things come together on this. So just really great idea, and just want to thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioner Bear.
Thank you, Chairman. One, I think this is a good idea. I like it. Looking at your rules, your policy, I really like that you require this to be only Jackson County-based businesses are eligible for display. So you're keeping this totally local. I like that. Nonprofit organizations have to be registered or headquartered in Jackson. So it's a county airport. County entities will benefit from this. I like this idea. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Bear. Any other committee member questions or comments? Seeing none, I'd be looking for a motion to forward to the full board. Moved by Williams, supported by Bear. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. All opposed? That passed unanimously. Thanks, Juan.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Takes us to Jackson County Department of Transportation, Michigan Department of Transportation Agreement, 26-5183 Urban Paving. Good morning, Angie.
Good morning. All right, so this is, we're asking for you to approve the resolution for that contract, which is the HMA paving along Shirley Drive, East Ganson Street, South Portage Road, and Wildwood Avenue.
Any questions, commissioners? Seeing none, I'd be looking for Commissioner Bear.
Well, we can provide an estimate. That's typically what we just put a 10% estimate on that. So 10% of the construction cost is what you typically use for that. But we do track it, so I can start reporting after the fact if you want, so you know what the total costs were. But yeah, yeah.
Any other questions from committee members? Seeing none, be looking for a motion to forward to the full board.
So moved.
Moved by Duckham, supported by Williams. Any discussion? Seeing none, if you could please post the vote. Still not logged on? Okay, Margie, are you a yes or no? I voted. Oh, you voted? Okay, good. We're on now. Everybody vote?
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Takes us to street sweeping county roads budget increase.
So we're asking the board to approve our up to amount from $150,000 to $250,000 for the remainder of the 26 season. This is by large from having to, unfortunately, sweep 340 farms twice this year because of the stone that didn't stick. I think the first time that cost about $20,000 to sweep, and we have to do it again before we re-chip seal. And then there's other locations that we're sweeping, so we need to increase our budget.
Okay, committee members, any questions? Commissioner Duckham, you had one?
Good morning, Angie.
Good morning.
Don't we have our own street sweepers?
We do. They're usually down, but they do not pick up stone. So for this is a vacuum sweeper that the contractor uses, and ours is not the same style. We brought this, time flies, but maybe 3 or 4 years ago. This was a new item because our sweepers just do not pick up on a chip seal project. They don't do what we need.
They're down anyhow?
At the moment, I can't tell you, but typically they go down. So we've been looking at the cost benefit of them and how much they're costing us. I've talked to Mike a few different times on that, but they basically just will sweep the curb line of debris, but they will not pick up stone or anything large.
Okay, if they're going down, do you anticipate purchasing another one?
That's what we're looking at. Yep, in our equipment plan, we're looking at all that.
And that would be the upgraded version that will do the stones too?
That's what we would look at, yes, but the contracted prices are pretty good, and the upkeep and the cost to maintain those pieces of equipment and us not using them year-round, we're weighing that all in.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Go to Commissioner Bear and then Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. Andrew, I got just a clarification. Under motion required, you're increasing it from 150,000 to 250,000 for the remainder of the 2026 construction season. The sentence under analysis, subparagraph B, financial, can be interpreted differently. It says not to exceed $250,000 for the remainder of the 2026 construction season. That could be interpreted $250,000 from June to December of 2026. That's not what you mean, is it?
No, that's not how no, that's not what I mean.
Thank you for the clarification.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioner Duckham actually asked my question I was going to ask, so I'm all set. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Duckham.
You say this is part-time. Do you know how often how many days or months we use them? Is there a chance we could possibly collaborate with the city of Jackson and pay them the same fee to do theirs is probably part-time too. That way, maybe we could.
I think they use theirs pretty much full-time. I think they have a street sweeping schedule that they have. It's pretty much constantly going. And I can't speak to their sweepers, but from what I've seen of them, they're the same kind we have.
Okay.
So they don't do the big debris either, but we can look into that for
It'd
sure.
be nice to keep the money in the community. All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, be looking to forward this to the full board with recommendation of approval. Moved by Walls, supported by Duckham. Is that correct? Did I hear you, Phil? Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, if you could please post the vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. That takes us to the MDOT contract 26-5202 rural paving and chip seal.
We're asking you to approve the resolution and the contract for that contract, 5202, which is the rural paving and chip seal on Michigan Ave, Maple Grove, Minard Road, Worcester Road, Watkins Road, Wellwood Road, Anti-Clift Road, and East Michigan Ave. In the write-up, you'll see there's the different categories, and I just wanted to clarify. The Part C that says no federal participation, that's 100% JCDOT's cost. It's only about $10,000, and it was to complete that section of East Michigan Ave from the viaduct to Portage.
Any questions? Commissioner Duckham.
Thank you. This is a little bit different approach. Who funds this?
This is our rural monies, or our urban monies. Rural monies, I said it right the first
Okay,
time. Rural
I've-
federal aid, so it's through the RTF task force.
I have 2 letters come to me, emails on Hewitt Road. Again,
Yeah, that's still not,
can't be used there?
no,
No response from the state?
nope, not yet.
It's been 3 years, I believe. How do we prod that along? It's getting bad.
I can have Charlie send an email and look into it. But Hewitt, I mean, no matter what, that's going to take time to get money on that. If it gets classified as a federal aid eligible road, we're programmed out for 3 years at least.
They told me we're looking at 1,700 automobiles or vehicles a day use that road because it's very popular, because whatever side of the township you come from to go to the school, it's a feeder road coming in. And at least that's their interpretation.
Right, which
get
is what
this
it's
question-
classified right now.
Yeah, I get this question about every month from somebody in Columbia or at the township meeting. And it just don't seem right when you look at all the roads around that lake, all nice and repaved, beautiful roads. And then we have Hewitt to get to them. You know, if your car's not shaking apart by the time you get to your smooth road, you're lucky. I think I've mentioned before, Columbia Township called. They had a fire engine break the wheel out there going down Hewitt Road, and that's a pretty heavy-duty vehicle to hit a chuck hole and break like that. Anything you can do. I mean, a car state rep, I don't know your channels.
Well, we're getting a little bit off topic here because this is about rural paving and chip seal. So if you could talk to her after the meeting about that, I would appreciate it, Commissioner Duncan.
That's what, okay.
All right. And the county administrator, okay. Well, we can do that at the end of the semi-annual report. Why don't we get this item done? Okay, I'd be looking for a motion to forward this to the full board with recommendation of approval. Moved by Bear, supported by Walls. Any discussion? Seeing none, if you could please post the vote.
Motion passes 4-1.
Thank you. Takes us to the semi-annual report.
All right, so our semi-annual report we'll go through quickly. Basically, we're highlighting our construction season. So you see on the first slide a snapshot of what we've got this construction season. So we have 125 curve sign replacements. 20 of our intersections will be upgraded. We've got the 5.35 urban paving resurfacing, 20.5 miles of the wedge and chip seal preventative maintenance fix, $8.6 million in bridge work. That's a lot of bridge work this season. There's 10 bridges in our county that are getting work done on them. 3 signal modernizations, and then 70 miles of local road rehabilitation. So for our grant projects, we've had most of these in there. Our safety, South Jackson Road safety improvement, the pavement markings still have to be done. Our curve signage, we've got 110 of them complete, and the 20 intersections will be completed, or are complete, sorry. Then we have our signal modernization projects that will be completed this year for Page and, well, I'm on the next slide, sorry. The Spring Arbor is already complete. And then we have our Page ones that will be complete. Airport Road Corridor is ongoing. We will be doing the milling and paving at nighttime, and do we have a date yet? No, not yet. But that will be done at night. Make sure everybody knows that at night, stay away from there when we have it going. Our preventative maintenance 26 map is there with our 20.5 miles. They're circled in red. I know it's really hard to see on there, but we can get you a map so you can zoom in and share with people. Our urban paving is on the next with the 4.25 miles. And then we do all our bridge projects. I know that today, June 8th, they'll be setting up signs to close Parnell Road Bridge. So that will be closed during this preventative maintenance fix. The reasons are they have to blast that bridge deck, and then it has to sit, and then they'll do the treatment. It has to cure for 24 hours. So that's why it's being closed completely for that project. We have communicated with all of the emergency services in the schools. Everyone's aware of that. Hanover Road Bridge was open to traffic on May 27th. I'm just going through the slides to read any updates that are new. To highlight our last grant project, that Safe Routes to School, just to make sure everyone's aware that local match is not JC funds. That is coming from the township, the village, and the school to cover that $500,000 local match on that project. Then we get to our locally funded projects. You'll see on the,
Hold on a second
Oops.
there. We go back to that.
oh, I'm doing mine and he's doing his, so I didn't know. Sorry.
This is what Commissioner Duckham was referring to, correct? Or no? Yes,
Well, this is just a Safe Routes to School pathway.
pathway.
No road, just pathway. So the bikes will have a good driving surface. Do not drive on the bike path.
So we're paving the bike path adjacent to the crappy road.
Yeah.
Okay, just clarify.
But we are just the fiduciary. Our engineering team has been working with the township and village for a couple years on this project.
So if the
got the
township
grant.
and village were inclined to, could they do the same thing on the road if they wanted to?
We will partner with anybody that wants to give us some match money to pave that road.
This was the question I wanted to raise because, you know, the neighborhoods have come to the table, special assessed, fixed all the roads, and it's well, you tell me who else needs to come to the table? It sounds like the township, the school. That road could be paved. It just needs money, and if we have to wait for it to be reclassified, if it gets reclassified,
That's the,
Years
and then we
years,
have to
yeah.
wait for it to come up in a queue, we're talking years and years. We'll be repaving the bike path again by the time we do that road. So the
Yes.
solution is really, just cut to the chase, Phil. What's the solution here? Where's the money need to come from?
anybody that will give us match money,
Who are those people eligible? Who do you think?
anybody. I mean, the township, the
Township,
school,
right?
yeah.
School.
The landowners,
and
the
any-
special
So they
assessment.
could special assess the road. That'd be the township, the school, and property owners.
Yes, and I think that's been talked about, but the property owners were very against that because they're not the only ones that use it. So,
That's where the township comes in, for all the people who use it in that
Yeah.
township coming to the school. And the township needs to take some leadership and step up and do the right thing. Personal opinion.
we are willing to talk to anyone to do a project on there. With the, hopefully, funding starting to increase, I know we internally are looking at different things also, but nothing is set in stone.
Yeah, Commissioner Duckham, before you comment, I just question, maybe it's something you could approach the board and you could have a meeting out there at their township hall and JC team could come with you? Brainstorm a little bit?
That would work.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, they've already, I tell you what, I'm gonna vote against this because it's a big chunk of money and I'm tired of
We're not voting on this.
paving walking ways and trails and leaving our roads crap.
voting on this.
This is just a report, Commissioner Duckham.
Okay, well, I won't be supporting any of this stuff till we get our roads in better shape.
I understand your sentiments. Trying to figure out something you can do that, you know, it's,
The school, the school, the village, and the township are all matching. Charlie might be able to, who's the biggest matcher? Yeah, the village is the largest match, which they wouldn't put money into our road.
Which is my point is, this, the local government there is doing this match for this bike path.
Correct, but just to be clear, this money cannot be used on the roads.
I understand. I agree.
I know.
That drives me crazy. What is the percentage again? What's the requirement? Look, that goes for
So-
non-motorized bike path?
This is 100%. Yeah, I can't remember. So Safe Routes to School, for each connection you make, you get a certain dollar amount. And they had 3 connections.
Yeah.
So that's why they got so much, but
But the bottom line is, money for the match, and nobody's willing to find the money for the local road.
And Jim just came up, it was talked about, but the residents do not want to support a special assessment because they heard about it trying to go primary and they don't want to put money into it because it will become a primary road. And the school, I guess, does not want to put any money in. So we have approached them, but again, we are willing to talk.
Okay. Thanks for the information.
Yeah. So again, no JC money's going into that, and they're paying for our engineering. So now we're on the local road project list. If you get to the third slide there, it tells you the 70.1 miles and $6.8 million with 4.7 coming from townships. Then the Blackman Road Township, the milling and paving, so they're milling and paving same night, will be going on tonight and tomorrow night out there on O'Neill. Tonight and tomorrow night, weather permitting. Then the rest, you've seen the various township maps. They were in there last month for the different projects that we have going on. I can have Jim answer any questions on those if you have them. I get to the maintenance for our semi-annual. So our Q alert summary is in there. From December 1 to May 31st, we had almost 4,000 Q alerts come into our office. We still, unfortunately, have 550 open at this time, mostly potholes. There are a lot of potholes out there. Then you get to the next slide, which has our contracted patching summaries for the townships, tons of HMA they've put down, and hours worked. The next slide shows the cumulative HMA that I've been doing since I've been tracking it, showing you how many tons each month we're putting into holes and how many miles it's equivalent to. We could have paved 2.27 miles so far this year if we didn't have potholes. Then just a summary of our winter maintenance. We had 53 events this year. Our first time out pushing snow was 11/9 of 25. Our last day pushing snow was February 23rd of this year. Our line item budget for winter for this whole year of 25 did go over, 25% for primaries and 32% for locals. I tell you line item because when we do our monthlies, we watch it, and as we're approaching that budget line, then we adjust different lines. So we did not go 25% over our entire primary budget, just that line item for winter maintenance. So we didn't do, obviously when you're pushing snow, you're not filling potholes, so that line item was adjusted. Different line items to track that. For our 26 season, we still have the end of the year. Hopefully Mother Nature waits till December to snow, but we have 20% of our budget left for primaries and 17 left for locals for the end of the year this year. And then the next slide just is a summary of our materials used per garage and then totals. For our miscellaneous and our semi-annual, we have our December through May permits. The January right-of-way permits, at first when I looked at it, I thought it was really strange that it peaked so high, but then I remembered we had frost laws on in January this year. So that's the frost laws that we normally don't see till February month. Our NTF payments to date, I put our April payment in there, and as you can see, it is about 250,000 higher than what we had estimated, so that's a good thing. Fingers crossed, we're starting to recoup the money that we were down. We'll see. I'll keep tracking it and showing you as we get it. We did have our annual Construction Safety Day on April 30th at the American One Event Center. It was a success. Our employees have grown to, as much as they hate having to sit all day because they're very active people, they do enjoy the team bonding that we have at those. So thanks to Kyle and his crew for hosting us there. Any questions?
Committee members, any questions? I'm just going to ask for the update because I've forwarded you some of the emails. You see how I'm responding to residents, but where are we at in terms of patching as to getting into the secondary roads? Are we still month out, 2 months out? What?
I do not have an estimate. I asked Steve to get me one, and if he got it to me, I didn't see it this morning, but I don't have one. I can update you guys as soon as I know. I know we're still on primaries.
And the response that I'm giving is accurate, would you say? Is there any?
Yeah, I think one of them was a subdivision, and you were saying the 30 days. Subdivisions, we might not get to in 30
I
days.
told her we had a backlog, though.
Yep.
but-
Yep. No, you have, and
Okay,
I forward them and share them so they know where you're getting the complaints from.
okay, I appreciate it.
I
Thank you.
did want to just say, you saw the over 2 miles of asphalt could have been paved with the work we've done thus far. And so when you're talking to folks, you can use that number. We've put down more than 2 miles of asphalt in potholes by hand, basically. Think about it. What's it take to shovel 2 miles of asphalt road? A lot. I mean, I know they're working hard. People don't, and I get it. People are frustrated, but
Well, no, I can say this, where they've seen the workers doing work, I got a lot of compliments, specifically Ponderosa, so people understand, but obviously, you live on a road, you got potholes, you want them filled, and we're all getting hit up on that. I just want to be able to respond with a time estimate, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Margie's email, they got those filled.
Chairman Shotwell wanted to speak, and then Commissioner Pileski.
At the end of May, you met with Summit Township and the neighborhoods over the graveling and everything like that. They really appreciated the meeting. They really appreciated you guys showing up and explaining to the neighbors what was going on and everything. Could you share with the board where we're at on that project? And is that going to be wrapped up soon, or what's the whole thing on the gravel and everything there in those neighborhoods?
So I have to thank Jim and Charlie for covering that meeting for me. I had a senior, so I wasn't able to be there, but yes, they did a great job. We had a lot of positive feedback. I know I just recently approved the PO for the gravel to get purchased to chip seal beginning of July. Is that when we're doing it? Mid-July is the plan to chip seal that subdivision. Chip seal, for sure, this time we want to make sure the weather conditions are 100% on point for that. That subdivision is very tricky because of all the cul-de-sacs and the different poles that they have to do. So we're going to do it at the prime time for chip seal and take our time and get it right this time. Any other updates?
Commissioner Pileski.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate it very much. Just so I've got the facts correct, the Albion Road Bridge is still scheduled to begin construction. I think of them reporting by July 4th. Is that still reasonably accurate?
Charlie, are you nodding?
Jim's nodding. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And then the King Road Bridge over at Kalamazoo, that was a quick job, and that's done now, I suppose, right? Thank you.
Yep.
Hanover Road Bridge is open, thank goodness, thank God, thank you. Appreciate it very much. Let's talk about potholes briefly and I've got, there's a particular set of potholes on Main Street in Horton, which may have been fixed by now, but a couple of weeks ago, I really got an earful from the old dudes at the at the Horton Fire Barn, which is right where they're in front of. Okay, so every time they come to have coffee, it's a slow speed pothole area, so it's not a high priority. I get it. But at a slow speed, those guys look at them and measure how wide they are and how deep they are and how long they've been there and how many times they told me about it. And they really have a chance to refine their complaint process to me, so it's quite jabbing. So I would, they have elevated complaining to an art form, yes. So I will simply ask if anybody gets a chance to go out on Main Street in Horton,
Okay.
you will make my life considerably nicer. And I'm being a little facetious because I know you guys are doing the best you can, but that's when we have the slow speed stuff, oh, they look at it closer because they're at slow speed.
Slow speed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we can look into that.
Okay.
I do not know the answer if it was patched or not, but we
I
will.
don't either, and I haven't been out there. I didn't get out there this past week, but when I walk in, oh man, coffee cups come flying. So, thank you.
Thank you, sorry.
Commissioner Walls.
Thank you. This question might be better answered by Jim, because I know you've been out there. Bone Road and Grass Lake, there was repairs done this spring. That section of road is equally or worse than it was prior to the repair. Is that a section of the road that's going to be redone, and do we have an estimated time? I left from church and came to that road and nearly got hit from people coming to try and avoid the potholes.
Yeah. So we are putting a bunch of skip paving on there. I believe I talked to John, and he's working with the gravel company. They might put some more additional money in there. But yeah, we do have a bunch of that scheduled to skip pave like we have in the previous years. And hopefully this year or maybe next year we'll be able to chip seal it and get it all in good shape.
It's interesting because they're not, well, hopefully the gravel company that's near there will help. However, it's on a hill and they haven't been active. You know, most of the equipment's out of that gravel pit right now, so they haven't been active with trucks to much less than what they have been previously. So it's interesting because drainage doesn't seem to be a problem, but it just seems that road deteriorates there over and over and over again.
It's runs in the asphalt. That was a gravel road, I don't know, 25 years ago. And when they paved it, so it's lost its life expectancy. So now it's at that point where it needed that treatment like 10 years ago to keep it in good shape. But we're getting to it now. So that's what's happened. All that asphalt is just fatigued and stiff. And now we're trying to rejuvenate it with the skip paving.
Thank you.
Commissioner Duckham.
One more question, I'll be through. Our asphalt recycler, the big one, are we using that every day?
For crush and shapes and different things, yes. Yes, we've been using it. It will be done with work in the next couple weeks, but
Oh, we're just using it on gravel roads to cut
no.
and shape, or what is
Crush
cut
and shape would be the paved roads that are on the local projects. We're using it to grind it up to repave on top of.
Okay, it was made to do a whole road, wasn't it? Go down like more than, pardon me?
The train, you're referring to the train.
Yeah. We used to do whole roads with it.
Yep.
Okay, we're doing that still?
Nope. Yep. It costs money. We don't have the money. So we used it on all the Lake Columbia projects to crush those roads around the lake, but we are not recycling the road as with the train like you're referring to. The piece of equipment does multiple things. It will mill the HMA surface, it will crush, and then it does the injection for recycling. We're not injecting
That
because
could
of
be a
funding.
perfect machine for Hewlett Road. Take
If
it
there
out
was
there and
money,
we
yep,
got-
you are correct. Just like Bone Road would be a great one if we had money.
What
but
did we pay for
we
that
don't
thing,
have
5
money.
or 7 million? Then we bought the little
But
robot
we're
one or
using it,
something.
so it's not sitting.
It's getting used. but
Okay.
it's not, we need some money to do this, get the train back out. recycle.
It's largely used when a community passes a millage, right? And you have the funds to reconstruct.
Just a money issue, we have a money issue.
Well, isn't it more efficient to recycle the road than it is put new down? That's
More
what Why
efficient?
we bought the machine.
Yeah. But more costly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you get a much more sturdy road, longer lasting and all that. It's all-season road, from what I understand with
If
it
you can
all.
put the money into it to get the correct cross-section,
Right,
yes.
right.
But
So, but, until we have the money, we can't necessarily do that. But like she said, we use the machine frequently because it does multiple things. And then it just has the expansion for the whole train when we have the money. But
Thank you.
But again, the money's gonna start coming in because our increased MTF's starting, right? Yes. Hopefully next year we can do more.
Hope so. Okay, is there any other questions? If not, be looking for a motion to receive the report. Moved by Bear, supported by Williams. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, pass unanimously. Thank you for your team's work. I know you take a lot of heat up here, but do appreciate the work that you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Takes us to item 5A, looking for a motion to pay the claims. Moved by Williams, supported by Duckham. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes unanimously. There are some other minutes that Sam has put up there. The CCAB meeting from Community Corrections. Thank you, Commissioner Pileski, for the help on that acronym. Yes. And that takes us to the second opportunity for public comment. Any public comment? No public comment, Mr. Hammondtree? Well, I'll state your name out loud, get you a little publicity. All right. Takes us to item 7A, committee member comments. Are there any committee member comments? Commissioner Bear.
Thank you.
Any other committee member comments? Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I would firmly appreciate and would like the idea to explore further partnership with the city, as it would make sense for us to keep money local. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Duckham.
Maybe I did a bad description of what I wanted to do. I was simply talking about not emulating anything the city does. They are part of the county. We was talking about the street sweepers being part-time, they're not used there all the time. And I suggested that maybe the city would have a gap in their schedule where we could hire them, keep the money in the community, and everybody could save. It would have a better product for our citizens to drive on. Didn't talk about crime, emulating crime, or none of that stuff. It's simply hiring them to do something that an outsider is getting hired to do. So either it zipped past you or your ears didn't catch it. Thank you.
Chairman Shotwell.
I wanted to thank the Sheriff's Department for a very lovely afternoon yesterday. It was a nice event. It was put on well over on Wesley Street, and it involved all forms of the sheriff's office's law enforcement and other agencies, community agencies that are in Jackson to help us do our job better. And it was a great event. And it was nice talking with different law enforcement people and got some ideas of some tourism ideas from the scuba dive team and those type of things that we're going to be pushing forward through the parks. So yeah, it was a great event. And I really want to thank the sheriff. He's on his way to a conference right now. The reason why he wasn't here this morning, he and his crew have gone to an executive conference, and look forward to getting the report back from him next Tuesday night. Thank you, Chairman Kennedy.
Thank you, and I second those thoughts. I stopped by briefly, and it was good to see him having an event there and interacting with community members, so that building that trust with the community and their police. And Chief Simpson from the city police was also there, and it was a good event. I encourage people to support our sheriff. There's no other comments. I believe that's everything, correct? Nothing else on the agenda. Meeting's adjourned.